Hello and welcome to the Happy, Healthy, Strong podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to helping you live a happier, healthier, and stronger life. Building a life that you love starts with you owning your health and intentionally creating the best version of yourself. So if you're looking to better understand how proper nutrition, daily movement, mindset work, and strength training can help you create a life full of happiness and health, then you are in the right place. I generally hope that the tips, tricks, and information that we share will be the catalyst for change. I'm your host, Adam Lane. It's time to dive in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Happy, Healthy, Strong podcast. I'm your host, Adam Lane. With me today, twinning here with our Oaks sweatshirts.
Got to represent.
Let's be clear, Sam. This is the only sweatshirt I wear.
Yeah, I got two.
Every day. It's good that you have two. That's good. I just stay with the one, wash it sometimes.
Well, we got the new RAD hoodies coming out though.
Yeah, looking forward to that. I didn't actually say your name. Mr. Sam Libby on the podcast. Hi. Sam, thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking the time.
Of course.
You're a busy guy. I know this because I give you lots of things to do. Sam, for the tens of people that listen to the show who might not know who you are and why you're such a big deal, tell these people who you are and why you're such a big deal.
I don't know if I'm a big deal, but I'm Sam Libby. I'm the director of adult training here at Oak Strength. I'm working here. I was working here part-time, mainly doing youth
for a while.
Yeah, for 2 years.
When did you start?
I started in the fall of 21 or 22. I can't remember if it was 21 or 22. I think it was 21.
I think it was 21.
Now. I'm working on year 3. Yep. Yep. But I was doing Vitamin Shop in Rockford. I was working that as the assistant manager full time. And then I was doing this part time, doing the youth programming. And that was awesome. Working with the volleyball kids, working with a ton of different athletes was fun. And then the adult training program opened up and I took it in this past summer.
Yeah. And here you are. So your sister connected us.
My sister is the head coach at Hananiga. Yeah. She's the head volleyball coach there. Having another great season this year.
They did. They run it with our program too, which I appreciate. Kaylee, thank you. Shout out Kaylee Libby. And they do a nice job. It's funny because we were looking for just possible. I think we were looking for a possible full-time person, that long ago. But it wasn't like we needed one this second. We're just kind of putting our feelers out. And I reached out to her about any former PE student that she had that was really into PE. Yeah. Anybody you keep in touch with, She's like, nah, I don't know, but my brother might. You have a brother? And here we are.
Yeah.
Look at this. You enjoying this job, Sam?
Love it. Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. I mean, this has definitely been a passion of mine my whole life. Health and fitness since my dad and my mom are both very active people. My dad's been in the big into supplements and staying healthy. So ever since I was 12, I've been working out. So,
okay. And you suckered your mom into this.
Yes, I did.
She is now an Oak member.
Yep. And she had never really done formal lifting in the past, but I mean, she's always been active, whether it's tennis, golf, cheerleading, basketball. She was kind of the hodgepodge of everything, kind of like I was growing up. Yeah. But she's been loving it. She's been killing the program. Yeah. She's a great mover, but we just got to get the weights up. Yeah. Not overly strong right now. Nope. Now let's give some people here because they're probably thinking, oh, Sam, your mom is 35 years old, and but she is not. So my mom is 59 years old.
59 years old.
Just started up. So.
And just started up. In the way of it's too late to start for me.
It's never too late.
Strength training is far past me, Sam. In my younger days, I could do it.
Strength training is more important as you age rather than it is when you're young. Definitely.
Your mom's 59. I think that's fantastic. And she is she looks like a healthy person.
Definitely. Yeah. She tries to eat healthy. Yeah. Tries to stay active. I mean, she plays tennis 3 times a week. That's been her big thing now.
Where's she play tennis?
Right now, in the wintertime, it's going to be at Boylan. Okay. It's the only indoor spot around here. But otherwise, we play at Guilford. She plays at Forest Hills Country Club, things like that.
Okay. Gotcha. Because that's not easy.
No. Tennis is, people make it look way easier than it is. Tennis is super hard. She kicks my butt.
She hasn't gone the pickleball route yet? Or she has?
She's kind of anti-pickleball.
Yeah.
She's more of a tennis purist at this point. Yeah.
Stupid pickleball people taking the tennis courts.
I played pickleball maybe a handful of times. I liked it. I like racquetball. I just like all those games, racket games, hand-eye coordination. Yeah. No, I think that's fantastic that, again, I just think people, they don't know their first step. They're like, oh, I need to get in shape before I go to the gym. Sam, it's not the case.
Well, in 12 plus years of the gym, I can't tell you how many excuses I've heard from people wanting to come to our gym. And we're about to go into Christmas here. I can't tell you how many conversations I've had with my only family members about, oh yeah, I'd love to come to the gym, but I need this first or that first, or hey, when my brother's in Kansas City. Once we get this, then I'll get back to. Your mom's 59. No excuses. Like,
nope. She said,
I'll just start coming.
Want to get in there? Yeah.
And it's funny how little the weights go. Like we you can tone things way down.
Especially with the program we do here.
10-pound dumbbells, 5-pound dumbbells. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then 50-pound dumbbells, 70-pound dumbbells. Hey, let's get heavier,
even with the months that I've been here, the short amount of time with the adult training, I've seen people make super big strides, whether it be form wise or weight wise. Everybody's been improving from what I can see. Yeah.
Let's talk about your background. Cause you come from a very athletic background where you lifted some weights.
Definitely.
Talk about that.
So, I started when I was 12, just doing calisthenics, body weight things. I would start every day with 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, 100 curls.
Why?
My dad gave me 10-pound dumbbells and I was just doing 100 curls with those.
Yeah.
Why?
What was the...
aesthetically.
That's what was the reason.
Okay. For sure. Yeah. Being growing up as a preteen boy, I just wanted to make myself look good as well as perform better. I was always fast.
The ladies, Sam, I understand.
Doesn't hurt.
Flex in the mirror. That's what they want.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was definitely a factor. Just wanted to grow my body, make it better for sport and just in general, just looks wise. And then once I got into high school and I was really focused, I was playing football, basketball, baseball, mainly baseball and football.
Yeah.
I really wanted to focus in and train specifically for that. So I actually was working out in this building before playing baseball. We did our summer training and spring training in here, as well as a strength and conditioning program that I was going through here. And that's really when I kind of learned the form behind everything and really focused on getting my form right, because I did have an injury my sophomore year of football from deadlifts. My coach just wanted me to ramp it up, deadlift as much as possible. And I was kicking at the time too. So I was kicker quarterback and I was a kicker quarterback and I was doing a lot of kicking. So my hamstrings were getting elongated and then we were doing deadlifts. And I think everything kind of linked up to where the hamstring was pulling on my back and I could almost barely walk for a while.
So back issue.
Big time back issue. Yeah. And I think it just stemmed from not knowing the proper form. So that was good to get in an actual program where I was taught, okay, keep your lats back, keep your back straight, keep your legs to keep your shoulders over your knees. Yeah. Just proper form on everything. So that was a big step in getting just overall stronger and more healthy, as well as like speed gains. I was always just naturally fast. Yeah. Like my dad.
You're twitchy.
Definitely twitchy. Yeah. My dad would drive the car next to me when I would run and just see how fast I could go. So when I was like 6 years old, I was running barefoot, 18 miles an hour, my dad would say, or something, or 19. Nice. I was just trying to fly. Yeah. But yeah, I've always been impressed. I've always been.
So let's be clear. You were next to the car. He didn't put you in front of the car and said, "Go."
In front of the car.
Okay,
good. It wasn't like a boot camp thing. No.
Up a hill,
both ways.
You better be going faster. The car's coming.
Yeah, but that was. In high school, I would lock in with football training, and then that helped with everything. So performance wise, and then in college, I went to Judson University, all for baseball. So I went to 3 different schools in college. I started.
You really like college.
I did like college. I did. I love going to school. I always said if I could do a job, it'd be going to school.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah,
keep going.
But yeah, then I did well in baseball enough to get scholarships for college. So my first year I went to Judson University, and then I had a new coach when I went there. A different coach that recruited me.
That's always hard.
It was. I didn't quite gel with him, and I didn't quite gel with the school. So I went to Rock Valley, tried to finish up my degree, played for an awesome coach there. He was actually another coach, like a new coach was there last year. And then I got a new coach when I showed up at Rock Valley. Gotcha. So that same thing happened again there, but the new coach ended up being awesome.
Yeah, to your benefit in this time. Yeah.
So I was the closer there at Rock Valley.
Okay.
So I was closing every game there pretty much.
Nice.
That was a good time. Got my associates. So all my credits would transfer to the next school I went to.
Okay.
And then I got recruited to go to Indiana University up in their South Bend branch.
Okay.
And I went there for 2 years, got my degree, and that was a good time.
Yeah. There we go. Talk about, so I don't know which school this was, but we've had conversations about volume of training, especially with the adults, like numbers of times per week. And we have some very dedicated people here at Oak that feel like they're cheating if they only come 4 days a week. And we're like, whoa, pump the brakes. You're fine. Please only come 4 times a week. 4 times a week is probably the best thing for you. And then we have some people that come, 2 or 3 days a week, and they feel great about that too, which I feel great about that also.
Definitely.
You've done some overtraining in your life.
I have.
In
College was the worst. I mean, I did a ton of training in high school too, where I was doing baseball lifts in the morning, football lifts in the afternoon, and then this performance training I was doing.
Gotcha.
So that
completely different train. Baseball lifting versus football lifting. Completely sarcastically different. This is a baseball squad. Don't worry. Not a football squad.
No. Yeah. But yeah, I think I was just a little bit younger and it didn't quite affect me quite as much, but I was definitely feeling it body wise. But I never felt like I was getting run down or plateauing the way I did in college. Okay. So when I was in college, we were lifting 4 days a week and practicing 6. So I was making some good gains, but I just felt like I just hit a plateau where the weights weren't going up anymore. Yeah. They were just kind of sitting there and I was just sore all the time. I felt like my pitching took a little bit of a dip as far as velo goes. So I was sitting at about 88 coming out of high school. And then when I went to Rock Valley, I got up to low 90s. Okay. And then when I got to IU South Bend, I had a little bit elbow problem. I don't know if it was from too much lifting or not, but I think I just had a little bit of an elbow problem. Okay. Things were too stiff and I couldn't flex the way I wanted to, or I could back in high school. Mm-hmm. And I just felt like I got wore down a little bit, and it made it tough to go to practice and go to school and go to games. And it just kind of wore me down. So like you said, the 2 to 3 times a week, I think if you hit 3 times hard a week and get a little cardio in outside of that, I think that's a really good routine. Yeah.
Now keep in mind you were young and obviously the strength training was supposed to supplement the baseball playing. Because if you're lifting in, for baseball and you're not getting better at baseball, why are we lifting?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Might as well just stop lifting and have more, whatever, play poker or something. I don't know.
I mean, the programming was awesome. Well, I loved our strength and conditioning coach. He was great. Knew everything about form, what to eat, nutrition wise. I think it was just, like you said, the volume was too much. Yeah.
Well, and I think it's interesting. I find it different for different athletes. And if I were to generalize here, I find our girls seem to do better with higher volume and our boys seem to be doing better with lower volume.
Higher intensity with the lower volume.
The boys have the higher intensity. Mm-hmm. So it's funny working with some of these AHQ boys, like Easton can move some weight, and it's written on his thing, 4 sets of 5, on these heavy squats. Well, he's taking 255, 265, 275 for a ride for 5 reps, and our girls are taking 100 pounds for 5. This is not the same.
Whereas they might be able to do 100 for 8 still.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and be like, well, now throw in a 4th, set or a 5th set because, we're not very strong. You need a little bit more practice, but the boys and, especially you in college, strong, fast, athletic. I could totally see it easy. Plus you're playing baseball 6 days on top of that too. Now to connect this, because if there's a listener out there thinking, I'm not playing baseball right now, how does this affect me? Well, if you're an adult and you have a full-time job, I mean, you have full-time stress, and you might have a family and stresses and things like that. Like in essence, that's your baseball. Like that's
definitely,
you got other stuff that you're doing, and the lifting that you're doing is prepping and preparing you for that life that we just laid out there. That's the work or the family or all the stress or whatever it is. And if you're doing so much of it, similar to you, Sam, you're not seeing that family piece improve, that your health improve, if you're just feeling
energy wise, hormonally wise. Overloading the stress can raise your cortisol. I mean, that's a huge stress hormone that can affect everything. It can affect your sleep, affect how well you recover. Yeah. And then you add in, if you overstress, you add in a bad diet on top of that, things can just tumble.
Yeah. In a hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then watch yourself. You're working out 5 days a week.
You're putting in the work, but the results aren't coming because you're overdoing a little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say common sense here, but I think it's funny that Sam, I think this metaphor is perfect. I really like for people to see I'm going to say you were overtraining for baseball and not improving. If people overtrain within life, that sounds generic, but whatever, you're not going to get better.
Right. I mean, just because you're not an athlete doesn't mean that your body's our bodies are the same. Yeah. If you're overtraining in the body, it's too much. It can't handle it. Yeah.
I just think, I absolutely love that. And it's, again, if you're not improving, something's going on. It's maybe you do need better sleep. Well, I'm getting great sleep. Well, then you need nutritionally more of it, or it's a nutrition thing, or it's a stress thing, or if it's female menopausal things, or it's, something's not clicking.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just kind of have to find what that is. And, it's tough when you're in a, collegiate
where
baseball program. Yeah. Like, Coach, I'm feeling a little overworked today. I'm going to take tomorrow off.
That's not a sentence you can say. No. And I didn't mind the working out. I just wanted to see a little bit better results from the effort I was getting, what I was putting in.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see like the difference, because I think there's a huge athlete difference between you're a baseball closer. You come in for one to 20 pitches, depending on where, versus starter is just wired up differently, in which, hey, I'm going to be out on that mound for, inning after inning after inning after inning, more of a slow twitch guy, and not very slow twitch. Let's be clear, because
you're still explosive.
You're still bringing it.
In my final 2 years, I did transition back into starting role.
Did you?
We weren't winning that many games. I started on my junior year as a closer. I said, Coach, I love closing. I did it my senior year of high school when I hurt my shoulder. I came back. I was a starting pitcher. And then coach was like, we're just going to use you light.
Yeah.
Do 1 or 2 innings per game. Just kind of pitch you almost every game. Just as a more like bullpen.
What'd you play when you weren't pitching?
Outfield.
Yeah.
Yep. Outfield. Center field, right field.
Okay. That tracks.
Yep. So I did closing my senior high school. I loved it. I just came in and just gassed everybody up, throw my curveball right away. Whereas when I was a starter, I would, we'll do change up fastball for the first time through the order or first couple times through the order. Then we'll mix in the curveball. So save that. Whereas with closing, everything's on the table right away, which I loved. Then I went to Rock Valley. I was a closer there. So going into my junior year, I was like, I could be the closer. I could pitch every game for you. Yeah. And then I would go to warm up and we wouldn't be in the lead. So they'd be like, well, I'm just going to save you today.
Yeah.
I'm just going to save you today. I said, Coach, I'm here to play baseball. I want to play. So put me in the starting role. And I think just being worn down, I didn't have the stamina that I had. It's like you said.
Yeah. Jeez. Sam, last thing I want to address here, because I think you have a very unique perspective. You worked in a vitamin shop for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Vitamin shop has literally every supplement under the sun.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything vitamin shop does not have?
Besides, they're working on prescriptions right now. So
no kidding.
So they're getting to that point where whether it be I know they're trying to get Ozempic in there, which is hitter. I don't know about
podcast, but that'd be that's a good topic.
But no, they do have they got test supplements almost now, so they're working on getting actual hormonal replacement therapy.
Okay,
so that's something that was just going in as I left.
Okay,
but other than that, they got everything.
Okay,
herbs, protein, creatine, you name it, fish oil.
So it's so easy to walk into a vitamin shop, not know what you're doing. I'm going to say that's the average person that walks into a vitamin shop.
Mm-hmm.
They're overwhelmed by bottle after bottle, powder after powder,
brand after brand,
after brand.
Yeah.
If you were to narrow down your top 3 supplements for the average adult human, that hey, adult human, you're looking for longevity and to feel good and to look good and to be strong. Give me your top 3 be awesome supplements.
Top 3 just across the board.
Yep.
First off, I would start with a fish oil.
Okay.
Fish oils are great for your joints. They're great for your heart. And they also, if you take them with food, they help you process and digest fat better.
Okay.
So that's one that I've seen the most impact from. Also, brain health is another big part of it. So you're looking at EPA and DHA values of the fish oil. The DHA is more focused on the brain health, whereas the EPA is more focused on the heart health. So finding a good fish oil with a nice balance of both, I think it's an awesome supplement.
Do you have a recommendation?
I like the V-Thrive. It's it's like the premium line that the Vitamin Shop has, but Carlson's good too. Just got to look at those EPA and DHA values. If you find something that's over 500 for both, that's pretty good. My dad got me on those when I was 12. So I was taking those giant horse pills when I was 12, along with a multivitamin. But yeah, fish oil is something I would definitely recommend for everybody.
There you go. Because you can get there can be some fillers in there and stuff like that too. Be like, oh, I'm taking this massive pill, but I'm only getting 200 milligrams of DHA, EPA.
That's some garbage.
Yes.
Fish oil. Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you can handle it, the liquid's the best.
Okay.
So the liquid gets you the highest EPA, highest DHA, but it does taste a little fishy, but it's not bad. They got lemon flavors now and it's pretty good.
Yeah. Who makes that? Who makes the
same thing? Vitamin Shop or Carlson. Those are the top 2 that we sell for sure.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Vitamin Shop has their own.
Oh, they have a ton of different supplements. They got a bunch of private brands that they have. They have 8 different brands that they offer.
So it's their own brand when we say that. Okay. That they're that like they just put their label on, or
no, it's their own product.
Their own product.
Manufacture it.
Okay, they do. Okay,
source it.
I'm learning things here. Sam,
Yeah, V-Thrive and Vitamin Shop and Plant and True Athlete. These are all different brands that they provide for the company. Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Interesting. Okay, fish oil. Number one,
check for sure.
Number two.
Number two would be a multivitamin.
Okay,
I think a multivitamin is super important. It fills in the gaps in your diet, basically. Yeah. So, I mean, especially with the American diet, I don't think we're getting all the little micronutrients that we need. And when I take the multivitamin, I just feel better overall. Yeah. I just do. I don't know why, but I definitely, when I'm taking it on a regular basis, I just feel like I have a little bit more energy. Just feels like I'm just well-rounding my diet a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to miss things. You know, you Google, I don't know, this diet, that diet, whatever, and I mean, heck, even throughout a day, you know, you eat a lot of this, a lot of that, not this, some of this, and there's going to be holes in the diet.
Definitely.
Multi is a nice way to, you know, fill those gaps.
Fill those gaps every day. You get a little bit of every letter vitamin. You get a little bit of some mineral blends. Yeah. Mix it in. I think it's a good option.
There we go. Number three.
And the third one, it depends on what you're looking for. Like I say, if you're just a regular person, you're not working out or anything, I would say that things to help prevent stress. So either like an adaptogenic herb, like ashwagandha is really good. Echinacea, golden seal, those are good for like immune boosting. I mean, if you're going to take another vitamin, I would say vitamin D, just especially in the Midwest or any place that's cold. Vitamin D levels, they shoot down in the winter.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting outside right now, if you're working all day in the summer and then you just kind of go home and watch TV, you're not getting much vitamin D. Yeah. So yeah, I would say vitamin D. But if you are an athlete or if a person who trains on a regular basis, I would say either protein or creatine.
Okay.
Protein and creatine are going to help your muscles grow, especially if you're looking for size, creatine. But there's also a ton of studies about the cognitive benefits for creatine.
It's blowing my mind.
It's really important.
I'm trying to get my parents on it.
It's good. Yeah,
I think it's a huge deal.
I mean, it's something you find in meat. So, I mean, if you're a meat eater, you're getting some creatine in, but there's always, you can always add in 5 grams. 5 grams is like a typical daily dose. Yeah. And that's been tested from infant till 99. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a super safe supplement. Yeah. You can take forever. Yeah. Just make sure you're drinking enough water on it.
Yeah. I'm amazed at the mountains of research that behind creatine.
It's the most studied supplement. Yeah. I believe.
Yeah. It's fine. I just had a parent of one of our former athletes who's now in college. He texted me. He's like, "Hey, you know, Colin wants to take this creatine thing. What do you recommend?" Well, here, your recommendation for creatine for
it's monohydrate.
Yep,
5 grams monohydrate. There's no brand. There's no. If the ingredients say none and just says creatine, that's what you should go with.
Yep, that's the only thing I told him. I'm like, you just look for the creatine monohydrate. Because Sam, what is the issue with people taking creatine?
They say that they feel bloated. That's like a main thing.
Sorry, that's where. If I were to go to Vitamin Shop and say, "Hello, I need creatine,"
oh, there's 18 different brands of the same thing.
Yes, and what am I looking for specifically?
Like I said, as long as the ingredients say none on other ingredients, and it's just creatine, you pick one that's the right price point.
Because there's creatine in the pre-workout things.
Yes, there's some pre-workouts have creatine.
Yeah, they'll just mix it in.
If you're taking a pre-workout, make sure to check how much creatine's in there, because then you could, if you're taking one that's got like 1.5 grams or 3 grams, you don't have to take as much. Yeah, separately, or you can even mix like a half scoop in. Yeah, that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah, because it's that's my only worry is that, especially if you're. Sometimes it scares me, the other crap that's mixed into some of these pre-workouts and stuff like that.
They've gotten better to where they're trying to limit those extra ingredients for fillers, because people really don't care about scoop size anymore. Honestly, some people like a smaller scoop. So back in the day, they would add fillers and things in to make the scoops more hearty. So it's like, I'm getting more. Yeah. Or the jug's bigger, so I'm getting more. But I really had to dial in and tell people, you got to look at serving size. You have to look at the milligrams of everything. People would just be like, well, the tub's bigger and it's cheaper. I'm going to get that one. And it's like, no, you got to look at how many servings in there. The biggest one was a protein. Protein, there's so many. Oh, well, this tub is only this big. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but there's 30 servings of 30 grams in this tub, and there's nothing else in there. It's just cocoa powder and protein, whereas this one's got, you name it, different kind of fillers and things that are in there, magnesium stearate or anything kind of crazy weird like that. But yeah, as far as like creatine, monohydrate, they have micronized, which is just a little bit easier to shake up, which I've tried that before. It's good. But yeah, I would just stick to the monohydrate. It's the cheapest. Yeah. Get it in bulk. We'll have it for a whole year. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There we go. No, I think that was my only recommendation to him. Like, don't just straight make sure it says creatine monohydrate and just
keep it right there. No, I really think too, for the cognitive benefit piece, that man, I've not got my parents on it yet. They're in their mid 70s, and I think they would do very well with it. Because the cognitive decline is kind of happening, and it's, and stuff like that. So again, I don't know if you're a gym goer or not a gym goer or whatever. I think
creatine can be regardless of whether you're going to the gym or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think it's amazing how it just kind of works. But again, it's sourced specifically from red meat, and it makes sense that, that's where we get it from. And if you get a certain amount every single day, and I've even heard people titrate it up to 10 or 20.
You can do a loading phase. People sometimes do when you're first starting it out. If you really want to get that saturated in your system, because it does take almost like a month to get in there. But if you do, this is like they do like 5 scoops a day.
Yeah.
If you're trying to load for a loading phase for like a whole week, and it kind of saturates it quick. But I think just doing the standard once a day, let it gradually build up in your system.
Yeah.
That way you don't feel like you're just slamming shakes all day or drinking drinks all day. And sometimes it can feel like too much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sam, what did we miss? What do you wish I would have asked you that I didn't?
Nothing much.
We'll have to do this again.
Okay.
Because I think specifically the supplement end is really hard for people. We sell some supplements here. We do not sell supplements here to make money at all. I wish we did. But where the margins are and stuff like that, it just doesn't work at all. And the only reason we do is to help support people where if they walk out of here, the idea of them, buying a Jocko Mulk ready to drink, 30 gram of protein,
something that's relatively clean too,
is such a better option than them stopping by the gas station and getting a Metrix protein bar
with a label that's this long.
Words that I cannot pronounce at any point, or just going off the handle and, getting a Snickers or, whatever it is. And I just put in all this work in the gym, and now I'm wasting it because the
nutrient piece is where people see a lot of fall off, even though they're putting in a ton of work. It's got to go in the kitchen. They say abs are made in the kitchen, but
So, we'll have to do this again, because I think you have a very interesting insight into, I know some things with supplement stuff, but I haven't followed it. It hasn't been my life every day for, how long were you at Vitamin Shop?
I was there for 4 years.
Yeah. Okay. That's a period of time right there. Jeez. Anyway, we'll do part 2. Sam, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time. Listeners, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one. That's all we have for you today. If you have any questions or want to chat or interested in seeing what we're up to in between episodes, head over to Instagram and Facebook and follow @OakStrength. Also check us out at oakstrength.com. If you like this episode, please share it with someone who wants to live happy, healthy, and strong. If you really liked it, subscribe and review the Happy, Healthy, Strong podcast on iTunes or Spotify. Be sure to tune back in next week, and remember to keep owning your health.